The web of the Clintons' finances just became even more tangled. The Associated Press has uncovered Bill Clinton's secret shell company called WJC LLC. Clinton used the company to stash his consulting fees. Here to weigh in on the latest Clinton discovery, Guy Benson, senior editor for townhall.com, Fred Barnes of the Weekly Standard, and Michael Goodwin, a columnist for the New York Post. Welcome all. Michael, I will start with you. What do you make of this? So a secret company set aside for the sole purpose of stashing money. It's a pass-through agency.
Right.
Everybody does it. Come on, Michael. What's the problem?
Sure. Don't you have one? I have one. Look, the Clintons, when you look at the structure of their financial dealings, I mean, we know the foundation. The foundation's got numerous spin-offs, Clinton this, Clinton that,
right.
Clinton everything. You've got this Media Matters, this arm that they use to attack their critics, that somehow there was money passing to Sidney Blumenthal to there as well as the foundation. So, and now we have this one. There's a lot of overlapping corporations that all seem to fall under this. It's a little bit like the way the mafia operates, frankly.
Well, it's the way the mafia operates. It's the way corporate America operates. It's the way the 1% operates. I want to show you, just because it's in the Ethernet tonight, what is a shell company? Well, it's really pretty simple. It's just a vehicle for business transactions, and a lot of people use it to avoid taxes. Look, your average financial advisor for the 1% are going to go say, hey, set up your shell company. Guy, to you. So is it possible here, and I'm just supposing, okay, that possibly Hillary Clinton is talking out of both sides of her mouth when she says that, you know, the 1% should be toppled? Would this not topple her as well?
Oh, perish the thought that Hillary Clinton would be talking out of both sides of her mouth. And by the way, very quickly, Gerri, I just want to say it's been such a pleasure appearing on your show over the years and working with your awesome staff at the Willis Report. So thank you. And I look forward to seeing you all over both networks moving forward here. But look, Hillary Clinton wants it both ways on virtually everything. She talks about toppling the 1%, where she's winking at those Elizabeth Warren supporters and winking at those Bernie Sanders supporters, saying, hey, I'm one of you. But she's taking in all this money from Wall Street. She's winking over at them, saying, look, we're not quite like them. We're sort of like you. We've got these high-priced accountants. We'll be just fine. Exactly.
All right, Fred, I want to bring you in here. I'm so glad you're here tonight. So if memory serves me correctly, and we're going to show a little video of this, as a matter of fact, didn't Obama's campaign make fun of Romney for having a shell company? I mean,
Certainly
you know,
did.
is what's good for the goose good for the gander here? We're showing that video right now.
Yeah, very good. I'll keep talking anyway.
We
look,
can see
there's only one reason why they set this shell company up, and that's to avoid disclosure of how much Bill Clinton was getting paid. Because in this, and the Clintons, of course, if they were really interested in transparency, and of course they say they are, they could have reported the existence of this. It didn't have to be something that the Associated Press ferreted out. But all you have to say is you got from a company more than $1,000. You know, could be $100,000, could be $1 million, could be $1,100.
It could be at $50 million in speaking fees, as far as I know. Michael, what do we know about the timing of the setup of this account?
Well, one report I've heard today is that this shell company, was created right almost on the day or a couple of days after she becomes Secretary of State. So it seems very closely aligned with the disclosure agreement that she made with the Obama Department of State over her earnings, his conflicts, et cetera, et cetera. So I don't know how yet this thing plays into that, but it seems clearly that the timing is not a coincidence.
Hey, Guy, this goes from the sublime to the ridiculous. I mean, really, FIFA gave the Clintons money, gave the Clinton Foundation money. What do you think it was for? Were they buying mosquito nets for people in Africa? I mean, come on.
Well, we don't. That's the thing. We don't know answers to so many of these questions. And back to Fred's point about what was the purpose of setting up this pass-through shell corporation, part of it might be trying to disguise or hide the ball on how much money Clinton was making in some of his fees as a consultant. I think a big part of it could very well be trying to hide the companies and entities with whom he was doing business and for whom he was working. That's another byproduct of this that would be an advantage to the Clintons.
Fred, you know, you've brought this up in this conversation, but
right.
What I don't understand is why this isn't resonating with voters. I mean, I think this activity is unconscionable. Here's Hillary Clinton as Secretary of State, her husband accepting money and speaking fees from the most notorious of governments. You talk, today, okay, I'm so wound up about this. Apparently, Hillary's getting kudos from the media for speaking out bravely about equal pay for women. What? What?
Yeah.
We already have laws on the books about that. And so now they accept money from nation states that are horrible to women, horrible to women. I mean, it's not. I'm sorry, I'm very upset about it, but I think you're right to. I think you're right to sit back and say, that's just, as we said earlier, speaking out of both sides of your mouth.
Well, of course, that's what she's doing. She knows better. She knows when you feed in experience and education and so on that we do have equal pay. And as you pointed out just a moment ago, we already have an Equal Pay Act. So this is an issue that is a completely phony issue. Democrats like to use it, and the press generally goes along without saying, you're really wrong about this equal pay thing. I just love Hillary on all this stuff, on all the disclosure, and now, this federal judge who says that that every month they're going to put out, the State Department will put out more of her emails. This is like sort of a water torture where you have a drip every month, and these things come out reminding people about her emails, the deleted emails, and what's in these emails. So Hillary may appear to be getting off easy now, but this is going to catch up with her.
Well, if I could say, on terms of voters, I think she is not getting a free pass. I mean, many Democrats still view her as the likely, and they're for her. But,
the anointed one.
Right, but the polls across the country in swing states, so a majority or near a majority in all the key swing states, do not find her honest and trustworthy. Now, once you've decided that somebody is not honest, it seems to me it's very hard to vote for that person. This is the majority in these states.
They are politicians, though, Michael.
Well, I know, but there's a low standard. But when you say she's not honest, she has a big job to persuade them, I think.
And that's impossible.
Guy, weigh in on this, because I just have to get this in. Carly Fiorina, somebody that when she came out on the stump, I thought, boy, how is this going to work out? She's really being pretty effective, I think. She's a great speaker, and she was at the same hotel as Hillary today saying, there's a whole raft of things that Hillary Clinton is not explaining and should. What's your reaction to her?
Well, I think what the Fiorina campaign is doing in terms of guerrilla political tactics is brilliant. Basically trolling Hillary Clinton outside of her event where she's giving a prepared speech, and when they blasted out their e-blast to the media, their press release that they were going to be there, they were emphasizing, hey, Carly's going to actually answer your questions, any questions you want to ask. Well, imagine that, a politician actually taking questions from the media. Meanwhile, Hillary's inside giving this prefab speech about equal pay and punching Republicans about it, and I just have to point this out. If you take the lazy, unnuanced standard that Hillary Clinton is using to attack Republicans on equal pay, and you apply that standard to Hillary Clinton's office when she was a senator for almost 2 terms, she paid women 72 cents on the dollar compared to men, if you use her standard. So shouldn't she be foisted by that petard?
Right. Nobody ever does that, though. Guy, we appreciate you doing that. Fred, I want to give you a quick last word here.
Yeah.
Last word.
Well, I think we've established that Hillary Clinton is a spectacular hypocrite, among other things. She's not interested in transparency. And what this judge did today is, I think these issues are not going to go away. And there will be a time when early next year, when Republicans are not just running against each other, they will be running against her. And all this will come back, and it'll go plop right in her lap.
All right. Before we go, I just want to mention Rick Santorum expected to announce his candidacy for president in about 5-6 minutes from now at that very location in Pennsylvania. We'll give you the latest on that when it happens. In the meantime, Guy, Fred, and Michael, thank you so much for being here. A pleasure speaking with all 3 of you. Thank you.